Blur, can you go out? Blur? Hello, Blur? Get out. Yeah. Hello. How's it going, everyone? Yeah, so today's the day. We are going to be doing some... Actually going to be doing it. I'm actually going to make the video. Hello. Kawaii Hake Lover. Olive, how's it going? How's it going? I've been telling myself, like, you know what? I'm going to record a video. I'm going to make the island tour video, and, you know, I'm going to update something and such, and I'm going to upload it someday. And I really want to get uploaded really soon. But things has just been like getting in the way of like getting things done. So I'm like, you know what? One thing that I don't like, what I always do anyway, and I also enjoy, is streaming. So why not make a stream that I record, so I get, you know, and I get the footage, and I'm recording the scenes, and I get to showcase to you, and I'll stitch it up prettier later. So, oh, you got your haircut the other day? I'm not used to seeing my hair this short. Ooh, oh gosh, I need a haircut. Like, look at this mop. Yeah. I put on hair product thinking, I'm like, you know, I'm gonna be cute, but I'm like, now I just ruined my hair. But that's nice. It's like, gotta be like it must really look nice, Kawaii Cake Lover. And, you know, 'tis the season to have like short haircuts anyway. It's summer, you know. It's just, with all this heat going on, like one way to cool off is cut your hair short, and you do it. Like, yeah. So let's do this. Basically, what I wanted to do is I want to give you a tour of my island. It's not going to be fancy. I'm going to show you some of my favorite scenes, and like one of the favorite builds in this on the island. Favorite builds on the island, and I'll show you some of them have like inspirations and where they came from. And yeah, and then at the end, I'm gonna show my my dream address at the very end. So yeah, that'll be fun. So we'll see. So let's do this. Actually, now that I think about it, okay, I disabled it. Awesome. So yeah, let's get into it. Let's get into the game. All right. I had to time travel to 5 a.m. because 5 a.m. music, not music, the music, the feel, just the general lighting. Like, I'm a morning person. I like seeing the sunrise, so more than the sunset. So I really like watching sunrises. Yeah, 5 a.m. music is best hourly. Yes, I agree. Like, anything before the 7 o'clock song, I don't know. I just feel like dun 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 dun. Like, it's so calming. So like, which is like I really like. So let's get into it. By the way, I changed the settings for the audio, especially for the in-game audio. So let me know if it's a little bit too loud, because, you know, that means, yeah. And bump up my audio for my ears. All right. Before I give you a proper tour, I should probably tidy it up a bit. So welcome to Kythira. The island theme of Kythira is the Philippines, basically. As I've mentioned this a couple of times before during other streams, that the theme for the island is the Philippines, because I grew up from the Philippines. I've been there. I lived there for about 20 years, really. So I grew up there, and yeah. So we're gonna start with basically here. You land here. The Philippines is perfectly like a perfect representation of New Horizons, just because it gave me the opportunity to like, oh, it's an island. The Philippines is an archipelago, which is a fancy way to say it's a giant island. But yeah, so let's see. Olive says, I was looking on Amazon for some backpacks and I found a backpack with Olive on it. Nice. But it's not gonna come out on, oh no, Olive, I hope it comes, like, I hope you know, that doesn't like discourage you from trying to get it. I mean, doesn't matter to be like, you know, like if you don't get it for the first day, if you have it and you like it, like that's the best thing. So yeah, you gotta treat yourself or ask your guardian person who actually would be paying the bills for it. So I need to get stuff for school still and have only a binder. Ooh, you know, technically the first day of school, well, I don't know here in the US, but in the Philippines, oh look, I'm just tying things together. In the Philippines, the first day of school really is just a means of like you meeting the teachers, or rather the first day of school is meeting the teachers, meeting your classmates. It's like meeting new classmates if there were, and just enjoying that it's the new school year, another year for shenanigans with your friends, and yeah, so it'd be fun. Can't wait to avoid everyone when school starts. It's like, nope. Like, well, right, remember, if you are going back to school this, like, you know, for this school year, be safe, stay safe all the time. We all, like, you know, do everything as you can, like, to stay safe, like wear a mask, wash your hands, don't share straws. I don't know, that was a thing in the Philippines when I was growing up. The 90s is a weird time. Yeah. So we're gonna get started, like, basically here. I just realized I don't have a drawing. So what basically is gonna happen, like the very beginning here, nope, image, save as, blur. Oh, 0.1. Okay. Ta-da. I swear I prepared. I prepared for this. It's fine. Okay, so we go start. Let me take you back to the day of sometime in the past in the Philippines. Brief history of the Philippines is like the Philippines is was actually a Spanish. It's like Spain. It's like colony of Spain, like way back in the history of days. I'm like, I don't remember. My history teacher will most likely X me for. Well, this is what Googling is for. Okay. Let's see, let's go to the showcase. Showcase scene. There you go. Okay. No. Okay. When was the Philippines under Spain, you know, 1521. So think of it, 1521 back then was part of, like, in the Philippines. It's like the Philippines was a colony of Spain, and at the time, that lasted for 333 years. That is the only piece of history in, like, Spanish history that I know of about the Philippines. Is Spain was like like we were a Spanish colony for 333 years. Lots of revolutions happened, lots of like influences and cultures mixed because of that like occupation. It's like the Spanish occupation, and lo and behold, one of the things that came out from it is what I'm wearing right now. So this is what we call in the Philippines a barong. A barong, it's spelled as B-A-R-O-N-G. The NG sound is a lot. The NG, it's like in the Philippines is predominant, like the NG, like consonant. I think it's a consonant by itself. Yes. The barong is basically a I'm learning more from this stream than I did history class. Well, not all history classes are the same. But basically it's like, I'm gonna give you a brief history of the Philippines. So here's like the history of like the barong. Look at me. Look at me, mom. I'm a model. Okay. So what basically is basically the inspiration of like the material that is used for making barong is from pineapple fibers, and it's just a little bit stained because pineapple is a little bit, when you bleach it and you pound it, it's not a perfect white, so it gives that natural, like a little off-white color, and then they add some embroidering design on top of it. So to give you some inspiration, like, you know, what fashion designers, like an artist sketch, like what it would look like, this is what it looks like. So basically it's like, this is the male version is to the left, feminine version is like to the right. Basically the barong Tagalog, which is on the left, the guys, it's like, you know, men, it's like usually wear them. This is the formal attire for Filipinos. So if you tell a Filipino to wear formal, this could be one of their attire. That's what I wore at my sister's wedding. More on that later. Mabuhay. Hi, sister. Speaking of, sister, you fact check me here. The girls, the ladies, like the females in the Philippines would be wearing the camisa de chino? No. What do you call what? Camisa de the chino is the inner shirt. What do you call the dress? Like, sis, do you remember what the dress is called? The baratsaya. There it is. Don't know, like, I don't know really like the etymology of those words. I'm not a linguist. I just know some Filipino history. That's again, my history teacher would not be proud of me right now. So you know what? Let's face it. History was not my favorite subject in school. So I don't even remember their names. So I can't bash them, nor should I, because teachers, most of them are underpaid and do this for like out of passion. So thank your teachers. So yeah, so that's what I've been sporting right now. Like just a typical, like I toned it down. I made my own design, and yes, I have a creator code for this. I'll do that later after after the stream. So you know the history barong. Well, sis, DM me the synopsis so I can read it out loud so that you don't leave a giant like wall. But you know, be fun. Yeah. So basically, yeah. So this is the barong. Usually it's there. So yeah, like usually wear like black shoes with it, black pants, maybe not crop pants, but I'm doing a modern twist to it because I like crop pants because I like showing off my socks, even though. What are those? Those are just white socks. I know, hideous. But yeah, basically it's like Sebastian, hello, Sebastian, friendo. How's it going? So yeah, here's the outfit, like the Barong Tagalog, and you come out of the island, and the first thing that you will be greeted with is my island flag. The island flag is this is the actual design. You barely get a notification in Discord. I I painted. It's fine, just in time. Yeah, we're just starting. So the Philippine flag. This is the actual design of the Philippine flags. It has 4 colors to it. Well, 5 if you call black as a color. So we have the blue, the red, the yellow, and the white. The blue basically it's always on the top side. I don't know the orientation of the colors if it's hung vertically, but I know on horizontally, blue is always atop, red is at the, underneath the blue, and then the sun with 8 rays. That's always important that a history teacher would say 8 rays, specifically 8 rays, and the 3 stars. So the three stars around the sun is basically the 3 main islands in the Philippines, and the sun has 8 rays, which is the first 8 provinces. Is that what you would call? That basically started the Republic of the Philippines at the time, so, right? Is that right? 8 rays. Philippine flags. Yeah, the provinces, the first 8 provinces that revolted, is like the first provinces that revolted against the Spanish colony. So that's the brief history of the flag. So it's always nice. It's always nice to just represent, and just take a bow. So put your hand on your chest, give it a salute. Always respect the flag. There's always a history with that flag, and it's nice to just get to know other places, other countries' history, even with just the flag. It's like there's most flags would have a symbolism of what it stands for. So that's what the Philippine flag stands for me. Is just peace and just unity and such, and just standing up for yourself, from the oppression, from oppression and such. Anyway, that is my interpretation of it. That's probably not how it should be interpreted, but that is my interpretation for it. So let's see, let's move on. So you start off off the deck. It's you landed in the Philippines. What do you do? Well, back in the day, you would go into a village. There's no real towns at the back then in the 1500s. They would be called, I would say mid 1500s, because that's when the Spain actually made a foothold on in the Philippines. But basically this first scene that you see here is basically the recreation of what the Philippines would call a barrio. A barrio is basically a small town in the Philippines, and they would just be in the middle of the where a bunch of nipa huts, which is pineapple, no, not pineapple fibers, palm leaves, made out houses made with palm leaves, and some festivals, fiestas would happen here. So just what it would look like. It would look like back then. It's an old photo, so pardon the thing, but yeah, this is what it is. Hey, all right. Hey, Squid, gotcha. How's it going? Jesus, hello. But here's what a barrio would look like. So at the beginning of the entrance of every barrio is usually during a fiesta is which a fiesta is technically, it is kind of an English word already, but a fiesta is a festival. It's just a giant party in the barrio. And when it's fiesta time, it is Wait, I can't sound. It is on. It is a fun time. So one of the examples of a fiesta in the Philippines is called the Pahiyas Festival. So the Pahiyas Festival is is celebrated in the province of Quezon, and in a specific place, they at a specific time of year. I can't remember when it is, but I just know of the festival, and I've never been, but I really want to go. But basically, what happens there is they come up with these themes where like the houses would be decked out with like colored rice paper and then palm leaves everywhere and such. So that's basically the inspiration of what I'm going for this site. So basically, it's just a row, like it's more just of a facade of like just these rows of houses, just all decorated and colorful and flowers, and some, yes, there are most households would open their houses to strangers, and you could just eat, food. Sometimes you can just do exactly house hopping for food. It's basically free food at the fiesta because most Filipinos, like growing up, like we're really like hospitable. Like we would like literally open our doors and palms towards you, like to accommodate for your wants and needs. So Pahiyas Festival is one of the festivals that we like in the Philippines. But not everything in the Philippines. I know this sounds amazing. Like you can hear all the beats, all the drums, all the marimbas, and like the xylophones are always playing. When I edit this, I will add some of those sounds. But anyway, here it is. It's all fun and dandy. It's sunrise. Again, sunrise favorite. But yeah, that sounds like Animal Crossing. Just walk in without warning, but still welcome. Exactly. Except in the Philippines, you wouldn't be stepping into a town and be called, "You're the mayor now." Isabel, New Leaf. So yeah. But not everything in the Philippines, unfortunately. Let's fast forward now to present. Not everything in the Philippines, like this is a present like day fiesta, like setting, but not everything in the Philippines is pretty. Not everything in the world is pretty. There's always that side that you want to hide under the rug, but unfortunately it's an inconvenient truth that it's part of the country's state. And sorry, I need to catch this, or rather I'll try to catch this because I'm trying to make bug models. I'm holding my breath. I really want to get oh well. Anyway, so this is like one of the scenes that you can't appreciate the good without the bad to contrast it. And so that you see that things can get better, and things are not the same for everyone. As like, for example, for this scene, unfortunately there's a lot of these scenes in the Philippines is like just poverty is just rampant in the Philippines, and you would see here and like this is just my it's a good scene, but that is just my representation, and that is just this depiction is just barely unfortunately just scratching the surface of how poverty is just written in the Philippines. So of course I'm not proud of it to show these imagery, but it's nice to bring awareness to it. So here it is. It's what the Philippines, a scene at least in the Philippines, look like. It's a typical like neighborhood look that they're just stacks of houses on top of each other, made out of either like corrugated steel and some pieces of wood and cement bricks, and usually they're built off of like abandoned lots, and they would just build their house there. And that's what like the dictionary word like definition of what a squatter is. But because there's a lot of them, you can't just drive them out of the area and just say goodbye. And like that's a little bit inhumane, but at the same time you have to recognize that unfortunately not everyone is like has the means to just get out of here. So if you're in one of these communities, like if you are like somewhere in the world watching this, or you are feeling like life is just not fair, life is not fair. And that's the thing. It's not fair, but there's always like something you can do to get out of what that place is, which is most success stories in the Philippines start. Is that like most success stories would start in the slums, and they would get into school, they would study hard, they would work hard, and they would be able to succeed. And that's the aspirational, like I would say it's nice to hear that story, but unfortunately, again, not always a reality. But you try your best to do like to get out of like a bad or an unfortunate situation. And Lobo, what are you thinking about? Lobo, what are you thinking about? I know you're thinking about how glum this slums place look like. I know, and again, it's unfortunate, but it has to be done. Like it is what it is. Let's see what you have to say. Why is Lobo is a cranky, and crankies. Oh yes, I am being called slick now. In this island, in this island, I am called slick. Yeah, that's a thing. Like, cranky villagers usually wake up at 9. But yeah. Okay, sister sent me a Barong history, sources. Okay, let me showcase again what I'm wearing. Let's go somewhere quiet. So if like as I was saying in the beginning, this is an actual attire in the Philippines. It's not a costume. It's actually a formal attire. Basically, it is believed, like quoting from Vintage Gallery, Vintage Gallery, I'm guessing it's supposed to be. It was believed that Spanish colonizers forced some of the ilustrados, which is like the elites, and some native Filipinos to wear this, and like to wear untucked. Oh yeah, without pockets to distinguish them with the ruling class, and to show that the wearer person was not stealing or carrying any weapon. Basically, yeah. So also like it's translucent. It's not transparent. It's like, it's woven fiber. So it's not exactly it's not a t-shirt or not a dress shirt even. So yeah. All right. So that is one of the scenes that I had. And also you would see here, like it's a thing here as well. In the Philippines, I wouldn't say like, oh, it's exclusive to the Philippines, but it's always in the Philippines that I've seen this brand. Ignore KK Strong. Actually, don't ignore him. He's amazing. He's lovely. Anyway, so what basically is like this is seen as supposed to be a convenience store, as what a convenience store is, they typically sell, you know, some regularly used items like chips, soap, toothbrush paste, detergent, some snacks, and some small meals, and also prepaid cards, because not Filipinos have like a data plan like most US or like most developed countries. So most of the plans in the Philippines would be pay as you go, like pay what you can use rather. So you pay upfront what you can use. So this is what it would look like in the Philippines. So yes, my stall design is actually based off of an actual brand in the Philippines, but because I'm not sponsored by them, I'm gonna parody it. And also, it's easier to make something in 4 letters than 5. It gives me some more space. So yeah, it's more convenient than 7-Eleven. We do have those too, so. But definitely more convenient than that. 7-Eleven. All right. That looks very similar. Yeah, familiar. Yeah, so Smart Telecom. It's one of the phone carriers in the Philippines. So anyway, so not everything in the Philippines that's a slum is unprofitable, I would say. Like some would be like, hey, even though it's the slums, we can do something about it, and we can it's just dirty. Like one would say it's dirty, but it's just a mess. It is really just a mess. And I would like to welcome you to what I call, or what the Filipinos would call, the Divisoria. We call it we have a market in the Philippines called Divisoria, which is smack dab in the capital of the Philippines. And basically, think of it like there's a bunch of different types of stores there. There could be fruits, they could be selling clothes, they could be selling appliances and furniture, everything and anything. And yes, that's why Nook's Cranny is at the end of the alleyway. But yeah, basically that's this is how I envision, how I can translate Divisoria, which is this. Which is this. Yes, it's a street. It's a market street. And that's the real Divisoria. Animal Crossing. Divisoria. Animal Crossing. So that's what I tried. I tried my best to there's just they have everything from baking needs to fabrics, to party souvenirs. I know. It's and yes, they are cheap. They are known to being cheap as well. Also in the Philippines, you need to know how to haggle. It could be cheaper though. Anything is cheap, but it could be cheaper. This literally looks like Tokyo, but it does look very similar in the game. Yeah. Yep. So yeah, again, but the prettiness of the Philippines shines more as you step away further from the capital. The capital is just the commercial area. It's the most where most jobs in the industry is at. So that's why it's a little bit feels crammed. It feels dingy. It's like New York. It's just fast. Everything is fast paced. Nobody cares what is around, what's around them. They just want to go from A to B to Z. But you need to make sure you can enjoy the Philippines further out, as you step out of the Philippines. So when you're slowly stepping out somewhere, there's a bunch of in Spanish it's called haciendas. That's basically what it is. Like also in the Philippines, we just call it hacienda. Um, Basically, it's huge farmlands, and the owners of these lands, because they don't really use them as farms per se, just for farming. They now also made it commercial. So most of them would be like be resorts as well. And yes, you have seen this before. You've seen this on my stream. You've seen me build this. And yes, I'm talking about my river waterfall resort. This is inspired by a farm resort, or a farm turned resort. I don't know if there's still a farm, but it's called Villa Escudero. And yes, I will show you what it looks like how it is. And you'll see here, it's a dining area. It's like, you know, on top of, like, in the river with waterfalls. It's a man-made waterfall, but so it has to be controlled. It's not just like blowing into your food, you know. And they would decorate it sometimes during the holidays, and they would like have some nets above so that it catches the leaves from the trees and the forest. But yeah, I remember having like so much a fun time here growing up. Like when we had, it's like one time I was a little kid, and I remember just having food. And if I remember correctly, food is amazing. Most Filipino foods, though, I'm biased, by the way. I like Filipino food. Is delicious. So, yeah. And like, you know, when you're done, no, you should not be just chucking your food scraps into the water. That's a no-no. You don't do that. There's also what you do here is like most meals in the Philippines are usually not eaten with utensils, with spoons and forks usually. Normally, and like traditionally, what you would do is to eat it with your bare hands. And like that they would just basically do is think of it as this cornucopia is one giant, like the whole table is just filled with food, and you basically just serve yourself like with the amount of food that you want. You put it on your side of the table, you eat off of it, and if you want more, you just scoop more into your plate. Yeah, so it sounds delicious. I like the paper stars attached in the fun fact, these decor, they're actually, I know what the reason, like I can actually tell when this was taken. This was taken during Christmas, during around that holiday time, because this is, if I made this island during the holidays, you would have seen it. We call this a parol, which is basically a like a Christmas ornament, like in streets, and you just display it and you line your streets or your restaurants with that, and it has some lights to it and such. So yeah, tell them about Christmas seasons in the Philippines. I'll be there. I'll get to it, sis. So, I have a plan. I planned this walkthrough. So, Leonardo Bonino, hello, how's it going? I'm not doing island visits right now. I just want to showcase my 3-month-long project. It feels like more than 3 months, to be honest. I feel like I've been working on this for more than that. But that 3 months is such a blur for me, So, next up in the itinerary of Philippines. Again, the Philippines is the further you are from the capital, the prettier, like in my opinion, the prettier it gets, because that means like not a lot of people get to it. Like it's not a what do you call this? Traffic. Like there's not a lot of like reason to be there other than you're going there for a trip. So one of the things in the Philippines, because we are an island, we're an archipelago, we are blessed with a bunch of beaches. Beaches, not peaches. Beaches. You know, just like in New Horizons, the whole thing is an island, so you have beaches everywhere. So, well, basically, in beaches, like in the beach resorts in the Philippines, make airplane sounds while moving into one area. Dun, 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 dun. Should I put? I actually. You know what? I will edit it in. So I'll do that in post. So, well, basically is like a beach resort. So I like beach resorts, like just because of they have a lot of things going on for them. Usually, as for you, like as any beach resort would be, like if you go to the Philippines, there would always be a food area, the merch area, and the merch area right beside it is the showers. Don't know why. It's just like that. Unless the beach resorts that I've been to has just been like ironically the same, that they have food, merch, like trinkets, and then the showers for the beach, like right before the beach area. And yes, this is like think of it like I don't pay attention to who's on the island, like villagers. Like for me, it's just like I pick Audi just so that because I like the grass hut feel. So important question. Sebastian asks, is the water at the beach warm or cold? Also, is it clear or not? Also, is it clear or not that see-through? Okay, again, I would say in my experience, and yes, this is also inconvenient truth, like unfortunate, like some of the beaches in the Philippines is unfortunately because it's a tourist attraction. Some of them, like tourist area spotty, tourist area. Some would just be inconsiderate and just litter on the beaches. Please don't be like that. Don't be. It's like, don't be that person. Don't be that person. Anyway, so yeah, answer the question. 1, is the beach warm or cold? It is actually not neither. Like I don't remember it less warm, like this is nice, but I don't remember it being cold. But I would think it's actually warm because fish actually, yeah, it's tepid. It's neutral. Yes, pick after yourself, people. If you go to anywhere, not even just in the Philippines, anywhere really, pick after yourself. Just don't leave the place better than how you saw it. Don't just leave the place how you saw it. Leave the place better than how you get to that. Anyway, so it is a tepid water. It's not. It's pleasing. It's not like you're swimming in boiling water, but you're not swimming in the Gulf of like it's just cold water, or at the Atlantic rather is the cold water. So it is a Pacific island. So I believe the Pacific island is more in the warmer side of the water, but it's not warm. Anyway, I guess the reason why it's not warm for me is because the Philippines, it's a tropical island, so it's already hot. If you submerge yourself in this water, you're just like balancing out your temperature anyway. So like it just feels like you're cooling down from the heat, basically. Now, is it see-through? Is it clear, as in you can see the bottom, or is it a little bit muddy? Depends on the island, or depends on what beach it is. If the beach is like, there are some islands that have clear water, like pristinely blue, clear water. Do you have allowance for? No, I don't. Let me Okay, here's a site. So, charan. This is one of the islands in the Philippines. It's in the Midwest, like middle island, a little bit to the west. So this is called Palawan. And as you see here, the water is clear. You can actually see the sand and then suddenly dip. That is not seaweed. That's a dip. Like it's deep. Let's see, what else can I find? This one is also pretty. Did it? This is all no Coron. Yeah, this basically it's like exactly. So when Moana came out, like I didn't think of it as Polynesia. No, like Moana resonated so much to me that it was just like, yes, the water in Moana is basically some parts of the Philippines. There are some parts that are muddy and sandy, but when it's clear, it's pretty clear why it's pretty. Psst. Actually, I have. Thank you. Thank you so much. Anyway, closing that. But here is one of the main features in the Philippines, like in a beach resort in like the Philippines. You can never like there would. I'm 99.9% sure that every beach resort in the Philippines would have a karaoke machine bar. Well, basically, maybe not with a statue at top, but I just wanted to have a statue there. Well, basically, it happens like I'm not even the in-game scene, gaming scene. Doo-doo. So, karaoke bars in the Philippines. Most beach resorts in the Philippines would have a karaoke bar. Not necessarily by the lobby. It sometimes could be in the middle, smack dab in the beach. It's in one of the huts and cabanas. Because, fun fact, the Japanese might have the patent for doing karaoke. Like it's like they might have invented the idea of the karaoke, but it is actually a Filipino who has a patent for the cabinet to actually have it be portable so that you can do karaoke wherever you are, aka on the beach. And this is one of those like cabinets, like the karaoke cabinets. And yes, there's it's basically a giant wooden box. Think of it as like an arcade cabinet with buttons of like with numbers, and you can put some so that you can enter the number of you'll get a binder of like songs with codes, the number codes, and you just enter those digits into the machine and it pulls up the song. It plays the a music video rendition of it on the TV. Yes, this is an old one. I'm pretty sure right now they have flat screens. But yes, it will give you 90s arcade vibes because it really looks like an 90s arcade cabinet. So, but yeah, that's basically what the Philippines is kind of known for. Like, what else? What's the next shot? Okay. Shall we move on? Tara, biyahe tayo, which is basically Tagalog for let's go. Let's go on an adventure. Biyahe tayo. And yes, it's Galavar. Again, I'm on current day. I just time traveled to 5 a.m. Which means I've been talking for an hour now? What? Well, that's important to know because that means hydration break. Make sure you hydrate. All right. The next thing that I am quite fond of in the Philippines is that the Philippines is huge. Like one of the back then, the main income, or rather, the Philippines is known for is its like the agriculture, architecture, agriculture. So one of the marvels in the Philippines is like the ingenuity of like, because we're an island, we don't have not every parts of the island have the luxury of flat spaces, and like, you know, where you would usually see rice fields. And yes, this is what my rock garden is. It's a rice field. Now, it's an interest, like I went with this design because it is actually loosely what you call this, inspired by a which that is where Thanos hid in Endgame. No. It is basically like inspired by an ingenuity of the indigenous side people in the Philippines, in Cordillera, which is the Banawe rice terraces. It might be Cordillera, I can't remember, but this is what it looks like. Well, basically what the Banawe rice terraces is, instead of having a traditional giant flat field of rice fields, they had to take advantage or work around that by making steps of flat areas so that they can plant the rice, which also makes irrigation actually what helps out with them, because it could cascade down, because, you know, gravity, that's how gravity works. Versus if you had a flat area, it could be stagnant. There could be like some things that actually like could grow into it. So like this is I believe was one of the wonders of the world. I can't remember. Should have done my research, but Katya Martin, hello, welcome to the stream. How's it going? Have you been in the stream before? It was part of the wonders of the world. Awesome. And yes, this stream is not sponsored by not a toaster energy drink. You haven't been here. Oh, well, welcome to the stream. My name is Koi. This is the pond. This is a stream. And what we're basically doing, well, I stream mostly Nintendo stuff. Nintendo Switch, like things that I can play with the Nintendo Switch, just because current technological limitations that I have. So I usually tend to stream Nintendo stuff. Right now, Animal Crossing. Sunday, Splatoon. So, basically what it is. So that's like one of the builds that I have is like, is it subscribing? Oh, thank you so much, Katya. But yeah, so basically this is what it is. It's a rice field, and it's like a natural spring flowing down. So there's always moving water, and there's no stagnant waters anywhere. And then a generic farm, because I ran out of like, you know what, I'm going to be clever and I'm going to build this off of something in the Philippines. You know what, I'm just going to bundle it that. It's like with the idea that the Philippines is really big into agriculture. So bam, bam. Oh yeah, Katya, if you have a Discord account, feel free to join our Discord server as well. Yeah, exactly, sister. Thank you for the !GG, which gives you the link to our Discord server. I'm usually there. I usually stream there often as well. Like randomly, I'll be like, I'm on a VC, I'm streaming. Okay, thanks, bye. Like hop on if you want. We can jam into some music. You can watch me do some random streams. Sometimes what you call this, random. Sometimes I record videos on Discord streams, which is funny because I'm like, this is behind the curtains. Like I edit videos on Discord streams. Andrew Crossing raid? What? Hey Lan, hey Christian, please AC, how's it going? Welcome. Wait, we are being rated by Andrew Crossing. Who is this Andrew Crossing? I have never met them yet. I don't think I've known them yet. Let me look up. Let me find them. I can't. It's a really small raid. Hey, it doesn't matter how big or small a raid is. I still appreciate it. Thank you so much for like Andrew Crossing wherever we are. Unless but yeah, doesn't matter how big or small. Thank you so much for the raid. Thank you, Andrew Crossing, for sending your lovely people here. So Lan, Christian Plays AC, Emily, Kitty, Ralsei, hello. Abram, hello, hello. How's it going? Sorry, I'm cheesy. I'm a cheesy to help you. Nah, it's all good. I'm trying to look for Andrew Crossing's link, and I don't know. I wonder. I wonder if YouTube would be a no-no for this, but if any of you would be lovely to drop the link on chat so that I can actually look them up, and then I will like so that it becomes a clickable. Actually, yeah, what is Andrew Andrew? Do I have Animal Crossing? Yes, this is what I'm playing right now. We're playing some Animal Crossing right now. Say hello, Princess Pinkheart. How's it going? What you call this? I'm trying to look for Andrew Crossing. Andrew Crossing. Andrew Crossing. Andrew Crossing. Is this him? Is this them? I think this is them. I guess this is them because I'm just Andrew Crossing's mod. Hey Christian, thanks for coming, like for sending him over then. Let's see. I don't see the latest stream updated today. Oh, was it this one? Did you build a museum? Did you build a museum? Did you do a museum build? I think I found you. I think I found you. Hey, Andrew Crossing, hello. Okay, awesome. I did find you. Hello, awesome. So, welcome, people. How's it going? Welcome, welcome, Andrew as well. So, if you haven't yet, Andrew Crossing, this is their lovely link to their channel, the Pond People, the Pond Fishies. Please, this is not a cult. It is not a cult. We're not a fish cult. I swear. If you can join, if you want to join the Discord server, feel free to join us! !GG. I swear we're not a cult. But lovely people of the pond, if you would love, it's like if you would do me a favor, go to their link, watch their I believe this is their latest video as well. This is the stream that they were at. Feel free to just like watch it, give it a watch, give it some lovely view time, because you know that's what streamers do, and that's what we do. We help each other out. That's what. So give them a subscribe, give them a like in their stream as well. And thank you so much, Andrew, for they're coming over with your viewers. Well, so today, for those who just came in, we're doing an island tour. This is an island that I had built from the ground up. I started months prior, but the vision of this theme was just recently. So this is Kythira. In its theme, it's not a cottage core, it's not a jungle core, it's the Philippines. That's what, like, because I'm from the Philippines, and I wanted to rebuild a piece of history that I was part of. So, welcome to the community. I like that. So, this is the farm, agriculture, yada yada yada. So, bada bing, bada boom. We're not a cult. You're not a cult. All right, let's move on to the next view. Let's see. So, as you can see here, there's a typical like rundown. I can show you just around the riverbend, or rather not the riverbend, just up the hill here is this lovely, lovely reception area. It's actually prettier at night, but again, I wanted to showcase this in the morning at sunrise. But basically what this is special to me because this is actually my sister's, my eldest sister's wedding reception. That was 2 years ago, like, 2020. It's not 2 years ago, it was last year. It was last year, mid-pandemic, well, not mid, the beginning of the pandemic. We basically like flew back into the Philippines. It was a wedding. One thing led to another that we had to move forward with the wedding really quickly. So I became the DJ and the host of the wedding, and all of us, like the sisters, my sisters just did like a phenomenal job supporting our eldest sister and like doing all of our logistics planning and like making sure things worked out perfectly. Fortunately, vendors were there, and we were just ready. Like the priest was ready for basically the next day. The wedding was supposed to be in 2 days, but it was shortened to the next day or the morning. I woke up at 1 a.m. They said like, yeah, the wedding's later this afternoon. I'm like, it's 1 a.m. I haven't had any sleep yet. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. It was announced a pandemic the day we arrived on the island. Exactly. I was just like, ah. So to see, basically what we have here, yes, the wedding reception. Sister Tilapia actually was one of the like lovely, my sister, actual sister. She's not just Sister Tilapia for no reason. She's an actual sister. This is fine. The world is on fire. She made all the accoutrements of food. Like she like laid them out all out. Like I made sure that the people are kind of entertained with the music choices that I put out. And it's by a lighthouse. It's at the foot of a lighthouse as well. And it's a lovely, lovely scene. And I am honored to share you. This is my sister and my now brother-in-law. And it's a lovely night. And I do miss them. And I miss them so much. I'm okay. I did. No. I was like, no, this is fine. This is fine. This is why we have a tissue box here. Now I'm not being emotional on my own stream. No. No, it's fine. Yeah. But basically, yeah, this is my sister's wedding reception. But yeah. And yes, no. This is not a crime scene. It's a funny. It's supposed to be someone just had a little bit too much fun during the wedding reception, you know, enjoying some punch or 2 or 10. Yeah, you know what? Moving on. It's not a crime scene. It's a crime scene. It's fine. But yeah, So off to the next scene, shall we? Off to the next build. Next up, like if you go further north from the like in the Philippines, I wouldn't say actually north, literally higher elevation, it becomes more like jungly. So welcome to the jungle. Basically, this is my jungle build in the like for the Philippines. It doesn't make sense. I just wanted to make a nature reserve just because there's actually a cute, very cute like it's not a crime scene. The suspect said 10 punches. I got to go. All right, Christian, I'll see you later. All right. Well, so this is the island reserve, jungle reserve right now. Part of the reserve, like that I know when I said, like, I wanted to make a jungle reserve. I wanted to showcase this creature. It's called a tarsier. It's like, they have big eyes. And like they're technically a marsupial, so it technically is a monkey, but when I villager hunted, I said like I wanted someone that has the ears instead of like big ears and big eyes. So I went for a koala instead, and we picked between Melba and Canberra because either a cute koala or a more accurate looking. The eyes. Omoe, break the house. So yeah, it's a nature reserve. Nothing really like, there's a lot of bamboo. There is a bamboo forest in the Philippines as well. It's been a while. I remember when I was a kid, there was a survival Boy Scouts like type of field trip when I was a kid in middle school, grade school. Yeah, that was a thing in my life. I can't remember where, but survival. So yeah, next up. Oh, you know what I didn't do? Is this. I wasn't able to look up a photo for this. So this is Crater Lake. It is not an actual thing. Like, I wouldn't say actual, but it is a what would you say? Represent my recreation. That's what it is. Philippines. But basically it is, we have a volcano in the Philippines. Shocker. Okay. Let me showcase this. Oregon has one too. Hello, Triforce. How's it going? So this is the, let me zoom out real quick. This is the Philippines. Yeah, this is the Philippines. Basically what this is in the middle. No, not that middle. In this lake, there's a volcano. And this is not the volcano crater itself. The crater, I believe, it's somewhere here. It's here. I think it's this one. That's the crater. I can't remember. But there is a lake inside of the by the volcano that has an island. So this is an island in a lake in an island in a lake in an island in the ocean. So I just found it funny and fascinating that there's such a thing in the world, that there's an island in a lake, in an island, in a lake, in an island. So we have a mod now. Nah. It is a lakeception. So yeah. So that's what I tried to do, is I made a crater lake, a lake in an island in a lake. So yeah. Yes, the volcano is active right now, funny enough. Not funny, unfortunately. That it is active right now. Ash, like, I'm not sure what the state is, but there has, like, my sisters have been like we've been keeping in touch with my sisters and my family there, basically, like, know how things are going, earthquakes and smoke and ash and stuff and such there. So this one is nothing specific in the Philippines, you know. It feels like every island would have this, would have a garden or a greenery area. So the reason why, you know, an orchard. I just wanted to have some greenery in my area, like be stereotypical. Like, oh look, it's not an island, an Animal Crossing New Horizons island if there's no flower bed. So a flower bed indeed. So yeah, nothing special. It's just a flower bed. Oh, 6.8. Ooh, yikes. That was something. Next up in our agenda, still in the northern regions of the Philippines, is where you'd see still some remnants of the Spanish colony Spanish history of the Philippines, which is basically, we call it it's the stone houses. It's stone houses basically. It's just limestone and wood and some seashell windows and some balconies and lovely people, and it's a cobble street as well. And that place is what we call in the Philippines this lovely feel. This is basically what the inspiration is. It's a lovely neighborhood, paved with cobblestone or brick, I guess, and stone houses, and it's called vegan. I hope everyone left a like. Oh no. Nah, it's all good. Basically a castle town, but Spanish Inquisition. Yeah. No. It looks like London. It kind of does, but minus the tricycles, these are the common small the short distance means of transportation. There's also the calesa, which is a horse-drawn carriage, and more tricycles. What is this? Furniture and blankets. Awesome. So yeah, this is vegan, and not vegan, it's vegan. Vegan. So yeah, it's a town in the Philippines, and I've never been, still yet to go. I may or may not be bitter about it, about people going and me not being able to go because reasons. Vegan. Yeah, there's also there is a sausage, longanisa. We call it longanisa, but it's basically a pork sausage from that town. They're known for their sausage, but because it's confused with vegan, that people thought that sausage was vegan and not from a town called Vegan. It's a pork sausage. So yeah. That's a thing. Can drop dodo code in? You mean my dodo code? Unfortunately, this is not an open island tour. This is just it's I don't have my island open. Now, if you're asking me to drop for you if you could drop your dodo code on the chat, two things. There are two responses. One, yes, you can. Just have a disclaimer that I don't know who's in chat all the time, so I would like to not be responsible for if something were to happen to your island. That's why I don't ask you to don't ask anyone to drop their codes. So yeah, so moving on to the next build. So from going out from the provinces, let's go back into the city. So the city is again, it's the epicenter of where the Spanish occupation was. But like, there's a park in the Philippines. The church is actually quite pretty. Like, I would start here. I would start in this view. Yes, I tried to make a church. What basically happened is, like, you know, kind of looked like a church. Sure, if you squint hard enough and look the way and imagine a church, it's a church. So anyway, so go back into the middle of the island of the Philippines, is within Manila. There's a bunch of churches, but there's one church in a park. We call it Paco Park, and it's known for having a church in the middle, but on its walls around it is like, it's actually a cemetery. It's like gravestones. The wall are graves. So I made a graveyard. A walled graveyard. Ooh. And yet, no, and yeah, that basically is it. Like, that's the main reason of why I made a graveyard. It's just, I wanted to have a wall of tombstones. That doesn't sound creepy at all. Saying that out loud? No, it's not creepy. It's fine, Koi. I don't know what you're talking about. So yeah. So, oh, I forgot to show. This is Paco Park. So basically that's what it is. Again, just a bunch of, like, it's a church surrounded by graves. And now, the last thing that I want to showcase in my island is it's normal and totally unsettling if someone runs and had to go to the restroom. Yeah. A church surrounded by graves, totally not spooky at all. It's fine. It's fine. You'll always have exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's fine. It's like, you know, some people will be like, "Hey, can you come to the bathroom with me?" And I'm like, you know, it's like, for some reason, okay. Why is it that like, I just had a thought and I just wanted to say it out loud, and I want to have some clarifications. This is probably just a bunch of, like, ideas that are just, like, in my head. Observations rather. Why is it that, like, girls, like, at least from what I've, like, been around to, always, it seems like going to the bathroom is like a group activity. Like, who's going to the bathroom? Let's all go there. And, like, woo, like, every scene, even in movies, and, like, it's a girl thing, like, it's a girl activity, like, it's a group activity. And I'm like, no, because it's true. It's like, not a girl, but I think I know why. I mean, I lived with 3 sisters. I still don't know why. Again, nobody would really invite me. Like, no, you know, at the time, at a conservative area, like in the Philippines, it was like, you don't really invite a guy in the women's restroom. That wasn't a thing. There's safety in numbers. Ah, true. I think it's just to hang out and don't think anything about the girls, and the teachers always check out. Oh, okay. The popular girls in the middle school would always be in the bathroom together. That's what TV and movies, like media, always, like, make it seem like. Look for me, like, I don't know. Never grew up in the U.S., so I don't know if it's a thing. Yeah, yeah, sis. Okay, it's fine. Now moving on. Here's one thing that I wasn't able to pull up a photo. Unfortunately, now that we're back in the capital, in the middle of the city. It is known in the Philippines, and it's probably not just in the Philippines, that traffic is horrendous. Let me let me explain. A 4-lane road highway in the Philippines, the lanes are mere suggestions. It is just there to say it's a lane. But I wouldn't want to be driving in the Philippines because 4 lanes equals to 7 cars in side by side beside each other doing high fives with their window mirrors things. Yeah, that's a thing. So let me show you an example of what it looks like. Or what it could look like. Oh, that's a pretty accurate picture. This this is everyday solution, 1 lane. This is everything that is like basically every rush hour in the Philippines. Hello, I think that's kanji. I cannot read kanji, but hello. I know, it scares me a bit. See, I know how to drive. I wouldn't want to drive in the Philippines. Even if you gave me $1 million, I will not drive in the Philippines. I am a defensive driver. Hissen. Okay. Hello, Hissen. How's it going? Japanese. All right. But yeah, not going to be driving in the Philippines anytime soon because if you're a defensive driver, you will not move. You will be stuck. You will be stuck in the road for hours because people will not be nice to you in the road. You have to be aggressive. Be aggressive. That's not me. Insert overlays of traffic here and sirens and honking cars. There. That's how I feel driving in the Philippines. So, never again. Never again. I never did. I never had in the first place. So yeah. So last thing that I want to showcase in the Philippines. Again, I'm not in awe, but I also acknowledge that it had happened and it is. Inside of my house, the house is completely out of character from the Philippines, except for 1 room. Well, 2 rooms because there's litter in the house. But anyway, welcome to my house. Welcome to my living room. It's a blue room. Hello. But yeah, basically there is this, there was a period in time in the Philippines where it was under a dictatorship. Like martial law was enacted and it was under the regime of a dictator. And other than like the Philippine or that family, the Marcos family, being known for the dictator, part of it, they're also known for the First Lady's collection, is the collection of shoes. Some people have closets for dresses, like walk-in closets for dresses and clothes. Imagine that, but with shoes. So she has a walk-in closet of shoes, and now most of those shoes are in a museum, I think. I don't know what is the current state of those shoes, but In this episode of Hoarders, how many shoes does Imelda Marcus have? Oh, she owns 3,000 pairs of shoes. Has she gone through all of them? I don't know. Let me show you a picture of us. Here's Imelda Marcus. Here's a fraction of shoes that she's had for a while. So yeah, she has 3,000. Epic, you ate Lego? What? Epic, you okay, dude? Bear? Yes, I would probably die. So let me show you the, Yeah, that's what it says. Yeah, that's what it says. Imelda Marcus has 3,000 pairs of shoes. Has 15 mink coats, 508 gowns, 888 bags, and 3,000 pairs of shoes. Da 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 da. So yeah, I could technically dress cosplay as Imelda Marcus in game, but here's my representation, of what it could have looked like. Maybe if, you know, maybe. Yeah, shoes. Oh my god, shoes. So here are the shoes. Yeah, it's just a cozy room. Shoes and hats, and then artwork. Oh my god, shoes. Let's get some shoes. Oh goodness, that's an OG YouTube video right there. Spill the tea. How many shoes do you have? 3,000. Only 3,000? Girl, you have to go up to 3,001 pairs. And a partridge in a pear tree. Da, da, da. I have that meme now stuck in your head. Oh my god. Shuz. But yeah. So that is Kythira. That is my island. Thank you for my thank you for attending my TED Talk. Thank you. No, it's not. It's not a TED Talk. Let me see. How are we gonna end this? All right. Let's see. Like, all the user. Of course, he's in. We all try. So the community that I'm trying to build here is more of a inclusive community. Like, it's an inclusive community. Like, I try to be as inclusive as I can. Like, I welcome everyone from any parts of the world, of any orientation, of any point of views, and, you know, age demographic. I welcome you to our Discord server if you have one. If you have a Discord account and you are allowed to do, and you are at least 13 years old, if you do !GG, you will get the link to our Discord server. Feel free to join our server. I swear it's not a cult. People may call you a fishy in the beginning, but it's kind of a thing now in the server. But it's a fun time in the server because, like, sometimes I do, like, streams there. We do some random times. I do some giveaways, some contests and such. It is not a cult. Not a cult. It's not a cult. But with that, cold-blooded. Stop calling it a cult. It's not a cult. I was like, okay, like, all right. I think I know, like, and with that, Yes, you may. You may, and of course, join our server, he said. If you are at least 13 years and above, feel free to join our server. The link is in that, is in the chat. Exclamation point GG. It's called The Pond. The link is just what Captain Koi has just said. There you go. Again, thank you, sis. And yeah, so we are actually not a cult. It's not a cult. Anyway, so we are going to be raiding as well. That is the end of the tour of my island, and that's it. Nothing. There's nothing 3 months. Record it. I'll record the video. Stitch this up. I have a surprise in this video or in this tour. There may or may not be a tie-in to the Discord server, but here is the other person's link that we are going to be raiding ourselves. Give me a sec. Are they still streaming? Yep. This is the person that we are gonna be raiding. This is their link. Tried entering the server. Here's their link. With that, oh, he said you tried entering the server. What's that? Let me see what happened. You entered. Okay, he's in. I see you. So there's a part in the server where there's a channel that you have to do a command so that you can actually see the other parts of the server. But yeah. Oh no, William! My stream is lagging so bad right now. I'm sorry. That sucks. Unfortunately, that is the end of the stream. Thank you all so much for being here. Lovely tonight. Leave a hashtag KoiRaid at that streamer's chat, and I will see you all on Sunday, I guess. Yeah, on Sunday for some Splatoonage. All right. Well, have a good night. My name is Koi. This is The Pond. This is the stream. I'll see you later.